For the PACWEST soccer season on hold, Chris Laxton, the head coach of the women's soccer team at Douglas, joins us. Coach, how have you been doing during this pandemic?
It's been a strange time. We were sort of cut short in our winter program, and then did the stay-at-home thing like everyone else did.
Yeah.
I got a lot of family time, a lot of cooking time, lots of outdoor adventures with the daughter and family time, and as we got back to a bit of normalcy, it's been good. Been training with the women for all of August, so it's been nice to make those connections, see the new players, welcome them in, and I'm a school teacher by the day, and getting ready to start that up this week.
Are the players still motivated when you finally did get them back on the pitch in August? Do they seem still energetic and raring to go?
Oh yeah, they'd been off. I think most of them, they've never had that long of a break in their youth careers. So they were definitely excited to be back. They were excited to see everybody, excited to kick a ball, have some normal exercise in their routine. So motivation wasn't a problem. As we've gone through with the socially distant sessions, it's a big learning curve to remember that you're not supposed to tackle someone. You're not supposed to leave your area. I think that's been a challenge, but I think we might be soon to move into the next phase where we can train normally, and we're definitely looking forward to that.
By far, this has got to be the strangest year for coaching for you, right? I mean, you've never seen or had anything come close to this sort of thing.
No, it's bizarre, and just finishing up August, where normally we'd be in the middle of preseason, so I would have 5 or 6 days or 5 or 6 nights away from my family, and going on probably a week-long trip, and planning buses and hotels, and confirming exhibition games, and making sure jerseys are clean. This has been an incredibly calm and welcomed August, where I could actually enjoy the second part of my summer. But the whole, setting up the return to play was educational and challenging, and trying to create sessions that are meaningful and challenging, and that can touch on the things that we want to build on as a program, but as building it within the individual has been challenging. So it's definitely been strange, and one that we'll definitely look back on, but it's come with a lot of positives as well.
Now, memory serves, last year's Royals team was a fairly young team. So does that hurt them coming into a season like this, such a long layoff, or does it maybe help a little bit that you get to spend some extra time training and going over things?
Well, we're going to be young again. We have another large group of first years. So I've said this a number of times. This is actually like what should be our season. It should really be fall, being able to get the student athletes comfortable with a different type of education, a different type of training, a different type of training schedule, get them connected with their classmates and with their teammates, and then play in the winter. Obviously, the rest of Canada couldn't follow suit, but this is definitely a schedule that I think will help the student part of the student athlete, and we can build up the athlete part as well.
What do you foresee the biggest change in coaching style for you coming into any year, either this year or next year?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of. I think communication is going to have to be that much stronger, because you may not be able to have the face-to-face connections with them as long or as frequent. Yeah. Especially if we're in and out of periods of time where we are allowed to train or not to train. I think it's making sure that the student athletes are able to communicate and feel comfortable communicating with us, where they feel safe, where they don't feel safe. And yeah, I just think, I think communication is a massive part of what we do normally, but it's going to be that much more important, especially when we're dealing with students who may have different mental health challenges as a result of staying home more or not getting those connections. But again, I think it's one place where I think our student athletes across the board may have an advantage over a regular student, is that they've already established some connections, whereas a regular student may just get these Zoom calls and may not be sitting beside someone, or may not be interacting with a new student that they haven't met before. So yeah, to answer your question, I think the communication is going to be as important, if not more important than it normally is.
Well, now that you've perfected cooking, when you have a party over the players, do you have to cook now for everyone, or do they have to bring their own stuff?
I guess I might have to. We used to go away to Kamloops and stay in a cabin and had the players cook for themselves. And I would always do a Sunday bar. So I would just bring ice cream and a bunch of toppings and stuff. So hopefully they don't ask me to make something any more elaborate. It's tough to do for 30 people. It's hard enough to do for 3, but 30 people might be tough.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks for doing this. Hang in there, and hopefully we'll see you on the pitch sooner or later.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ryan.